Without them, plants couldn't grow. Garbage wouldn't decay. We wouldn't have enough oxygen to breathe, and we wouldn't be able to digest food. There are more of them on your hand right now than there are people in the world. We cannot see them, yet we humans would not be able to survive without microbes. Microbes are single-celled organisms, so tiny that millions can fit through the eye of a needle. Microbes are the oldest form of life on Earth, dating back to about 3.5 billion years ago. This far back in time, we find a microbe that was the last universal common ancestor of all life on Earth. From this common ancestor arose three domains by which we classify all of life: bacteria, archaea, and eukarya. All of the microbes in these domains contain a cell membrane, DNA, and RNA and ribosomes to help synthesize proteins from their DNA code. Now, although at first glance microbes may look similar, microbes are incredibly diverse. So diverse that the last time many of them shared a common ancestor was 3.5 billion years ago. To examine these differences, let's first look at the domain bacteria. Like archaea and eukarya, bacteria have a cell membrane, but unique to their domain, bacteria have a cell wall made of peptidoglycan. This is actually the part of the bacteria that antibiotics attack when we are sick. When people think of bacteria, they think of germs. While this can sometimes be the case, there are actually more bacteria in our bodies than human cells, and they help us digest food and provide us with nutrients we wouldn't be able to get otherwise. Bacteria also have many other benefits. Lactobacillus is the bacteria responsible for making your yogurt. Without the bacteria rhizobia, planets wouldn't be able to take in the nitrogen they need to survive. Cyanobacteria live in the oceans and produce a large portion of the oxygen in our atmosphere by photosynthesis. The next domain, archaea, may look like bacteria, but by examining their RNA, archaea are actually more closely related to eukarya, the domain humans are in. Additionally, archaea also respond differently to many chemicals than bacteria and contain DNA processing tools more similar to eukarya. It was once thought that archaea were only found in extreme environments, and although some archaea can flourish at below freezing temperatures, above boiling temperatures, and in extremely salty conditions, archaea are found everywhere from your gut to oceans and most other places you'll find microbes. Microbes within the final domain, eukarya, have a nucleus and organelles. Microbes such as algae, protists, and fungi fall in this domain. We use fungi for fermentation to make bread, beer, and wine. Remember earlier that I said that we fight bacteria with antibiotics? Well, fungi actually produce these antibiotics. Although plants usually get the credit, algae from the domain eukarya and cyanobacteria from the domain bacteria together produce about 75% of the oxygen in our planet's atmosphere. All the life in the domains bacteria and archaea consist of microbes. However, not all organisms in eukarya are microbes, and are instead multicellular. For instance, although there are unicellular fungi, such as yeast, other fungi, such as mushrooms, consist of many cells. Plants are another example of multicellular eukaryotes, and animals fall in this category too. Both bacteria and archaea can obtain energy from a multitude of sources, such as sunlight, deep-sea vents, sugars, sulfur, hydrogen, vinegar, and iron. Eukaryotic microbes gain energy from more common sources, such as sunlight and sugars, and can even prey on other similar bacteria and archaea. Microbes are microscopic, but they play a big role in our world. They are an incredible group of organisms. Dead plants and animals decay after dying because microbes break them down, allowing nitrogen, carbon, and oxygen to be recycled back into the ecosystem. They have evolved to live in just about every place on Earth, from 100 meters below the ocean floor to hundreds of feet in the air, to Antarctica, to volcanoes, to inside of you. Understanding microbes has large implications for the environment and human health. We humans would not be able to survive without them.